Now, we're talking to you today about audio. Now, there are 4 different types of microphone. Audio is the most important part of filmmaking. Many people think it's vision, but it's actually not. Because if you can't hear what the pictures are saying, then the pictures don't say much. Isn't that right, Varna?
That's correct. And today we're going to be showing you a variety of different mics. What I've got in my hand here is called a dynamic mic. This mic is really good for loud environments, such as concerts, or where there's heaps of background noise, and the pickup pattern is really close and it requires a lot of noise for it to work.
That's one of the 4 microphones. Of course, it's also a handheld microphone, which gives you the most control. The presenter can move it around depending on where they talk. That's right. So now you can hear me, now you can't, blah, 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 like that.
That's right, exactly.
Another sort of microphone, which you've probably all heard of, is the lapel, yeah?
It's good for anyone on the move. Like if someone's walking or interacting and you don't want to see a mic in shot, if the presenter want to have their hands free to shake people's hands or show something using their hands, this is a really good way to really get audio nice and clean and close and you don't see the mic.
Now, most people might think this is going to cost you thousands of dollars to get your audio right. Not true. There are lapel microphones that you can pick up for under $100 and they'll go right up to about $5 grand. Another sort of microphone, I'm sure you've all heard of them, the boom.
The boom, yes.
Why do we call it a boom?
It's only a boom mic when you attach it to a boom.
Oh, right.
So this is the boom pole and the microphone gets attached to it. Now, the reason why we like to use a boom on a mic is to be able to reach as far as we can into where the subject is.
That's right. Last but not least, shotgun microphone.
A shotgun mic, yes.
Now, these things don't just shoot bullets. What else do they do?
They're also another example of a directional mic.
In fact, if we got really clever and took the fluffy boom thing off, you get a shotgun microphone, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
See, I'm magic.
Yes. Brilliant. David Copper Benfield.
That's it, let's put it back. So what do we do with our shotgun mics? Why do we need them?
Well, shotgun mics are actually quite sensitive in their attribute. It's good for shooting really intimate scenes, whispering scenes, but I wouldn't use it in very high or loud or noise environments because it would distort. So the mic you use has to be appropriate for the scenario that you're working with.
So there you go, guys, a little insight into audio. Make sure you get it right, because if you're going to enter a film competition and your audio is not working, you've got no chance of getting any prizes. In fact, the judges look to the level of audio, and if it's a reasonable condition, you've got every chance to win the thing. Get your audio right, ladies and gentlemen. You've been watching Reel to Reel. My name's Reel.
And I'm Reel too.
We're all real here. See you next time.
All right. If I were to mention AIRWA to you, what would that make you think of?
AIRWA, that's the blue spiritual force from that movie Avatar, right?
You certainly got the force, but wrong spelling.
And may the force be with you.
Vuli, you're strange.
And faces look ugly.
Are you singing? No, don't sing.
That's the Doors.
No.
Okay.
That's enough pop culture for 10 shows. The AIRWA I'm talking about is Australian Immigration and Refugee Women's Alliance. Their purpose is to communicate women issues to the government.
Wow, so this episode we've been out to WA with the girls from Oz.
That's right.
We've been behind the scenes with the women from the Big Issue magazine. And now we're checking out AIRWA. Go Chatterbox!
And go AIRWA, who launched their national campaign last week, In Her Shoes.
In her shoes. So we're going on a journey. We're telling stories. We're wearing shoes.
And we're going to Canberra to kickstart, excuse upon, their groundbreaking campaign.
Groundbreaking in her shoes? I get it.
Wow. Over to you, Jaquinta, in Canberra.
Thanks, Aisha and Vuli. Today we're at the Common House, the Australian National University, for the In Her Shoes Facebook campaign launch and the International Women's Day celebrations of 2012. Let's go inside.
We are proud to be here today to witness the launch of In Her Shoes and celebrate International Women's Day. It's a great opportunity for the whole week actually that we've been here in Canberra learning and networking and lobbying, and then meeting the young women, actually our new future generation.
It's amazing how we all come from different states and originally from different countries, and now we're all together for International Women's Day.
Sometimes when we're represented by media, our identity is taken away. We're made into a faceless mob of people who come on boats, who are taking jobs, who don't belong, who are dark, who are scary. But behind every one of those stories is an individual, is a person, is someone who belongs.
I left Iraq when I was 6 months old. My parents went to Iran, and then we stayed there until I was 12.
In Her Shoes is a special campaign to my heart. It came out of a submission that we did to the Joint Standing Commission on Migration on the new multicultural policy in Australia. As part of that submission, we recognise that the media plays a huge role in the way that discrimination is entrenched in Australian society. For us, In Her Shoes was about giving that individual power back and reclaiming that story.
I felt amazing. I'm so excited and happy, and it makes me feel like I'm a real woman.
For the first time, we have had such a project to try to promote the views, interests, the differences and similarities of migrant women out in our multicultural, multilingual, multi-faith society.
It's an honour to be here and celebrate the International Women's Day, and it's also been lovely working together and lobbying together with all the 8 young members from other states. I'm hoping to continue my work with the Multicultural Women's Advocacy, helping women around Canberra and hopefully in the nation as well.
Can you tell us, Louise, what has been your experience here tonight as part of the In Her Shoes and International Women's Day celebration?
I think it's great. I think that we have achieved so much, women have achieved so much, but the importance of International Women's Day is pointing out, yes, how far we've come, but how much more has to be done. But when you look around the world and see how women are still being abused and exploited and treated as second-class citizens, the fight is not over. And I think Australian women really need to be involved in that as well.
It's important to be involved in what's happening in Australia, and it's a great opportunity to become a leader by participating in things like International Women's Day.
I know that out there's gender discrimination. I know that we're still on equal footing, but there's nothing better than a bunch of women getting together to celebrate life. You can't do what women do. Men, but you just can't do it. Women are just beautiful people.
It was just a joyful day. They expressed how appreciative they are that we actually have a movement that is alive and that is successfully making strides.
Happy International Women's Day!
Wow, I never thought the humble shoe could inspire so many stories.
Everyone has a story.
And every woman loves their shoes, right?
That's right.
So, what story did these shoes tell?
Did you just take my shoes off? That I'm fiercely dangerous?
You mean fiercely short by the look of those heels?
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. We're fiercely short on time is what I meant to say.
That's right. Next time we're paying tribute to the youth.
Because in April, it's Youth Week.
Yeah, we're going to Opera House and we're celebrating underage youth party.
Woo.
Remember what it was like when we couldn't get into clubs when we were younger?
Yeah, that's all I remember. I never got in.
Actually, I did at 15.
Ooh, don't tell anyone. We're on TV here. And we're going to be joining the Fijian Youth Initiative and learning some Fijian dance moves.
Am I doing it right?
I have no idea if I'm doing it right either, but hey, tune in next week and find out.
See you next time on Chatterbox.
There were like this construction site, and there was this old and ugly man. He was standing, like I was just walking, and he was just standing here. And then he's like, "Oh, stop! Where are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just going to my college. It's just up there." And he's like, "Oh no, you can't go. You can't cross that way because it's dangerous construction site. You have to go all the way around." And I'm like, "Excuse me, it's just 2 meters, 3 meters away. Why do you want me to go like around 100 meters all the way around the block to get to my college?" He's like, "No, it's dangerous for you." And I was like, "Okay, it's dangerous." And then I went back. As I was going back, this cheeky girl comes. She was wearing mini skirts and her hair open and the high heels. And yeah, I was going back and then she went. And then I could hear her heels. But then I didn't hear her heels stopped. She was just walking across, and then I looked back, and the man, he was just checking her out like that, and I feel really like, oh my God, I feel really, really, really bad for a second. But then I was like, oh my God, thanks God that like I'm wearing hijab and I'm Muslim, like, because he did not care how dangerous it was for her. He did care about how dangerous it was for me.